And now I'd just like to take some time and walk you through the different endings in the game and the unlockables and the costumes and maybe some trivia. So yeah, that'll be fun. Well, of course, in my playthrough, I got the good ending, the default ending, which you get by completing the game. And it stays very canon. I mean, after defeating the demon, you see the baby forming on top of Alyssa, which of course is her soul separating in half, her innocent part becoming a newborn that can still be saved. And everything works out for the best. We see Travis leaving the town, returning to his beloved truck. We see Alyssa carrying the baby to safety. And no one can deny the symbolic value of Travis resetting his speedometer to 0, leaving all this behind and being able to move on from his troubled past. And then there's a reference to the first game of Harry finding the baby, and also by the cult planning on how they're going to get the other half of the soul back. So that's my thought on the good ending, and here it is again.
I don't believe it. Harry, it's a baby.
It's a girl. Go on. Hold her.
Cheryl. We'll call her Cheryl.
Half the soul is lost. The seed lies dormant.
The other half is not lost. We'll use a summoning spell. Hearing her pain, it is sure to come.
It will take time.
We can wait.
The next ending we're going to look at is the bad ending, and the way to get this is to kill over 200 enemies on top of an already completed file. Now this ending strongly suggests that the other world is all in Travis's head, and he is in fact insane just like his mother was, and that all the monsters he was confronted with were actually just innocent people that he murdered, in fact making him the butcher. Something they also use in Silent Hill 3, in a conversation Heather has where she says, "You mean those monsters?" And the answer she gets is, they look like monsters to you. I really like this ending because it ties into the psychological feel of the whole game, where you can easily see how this could all be all in his head.
Hotel's closed for the season. Wait! What are you doing, son? Daddy!
So the last ending is the staple UFO ending, which of course is a spoof ending, but it's so cute. The aliens come and go like, we can reunite you with your Trek, Travis, and he's so happy. And of course, the dog from Silent Hill 2 does appear, and why wouldn't he? And how you get this is you have to go up the stairs opposite El Camino Hospital, well, not your first playthrough, and get the key to room 502. And in the bad Silent Hill, you try to open the room and you will get this ending.
Doesn't fit. A lonely moon. You've always been there for me, haven't you?
Greetings, Travis.
You see my truck? I have to find my truck.
Your truck is on our planet. Come with us.
Can I drive?
You drive, Stick?
Here I'm going to talk about the Unlockables. I'm going to start out with the costumes and also give you some tips on how to reach these goals to get these Unlockables. And later on I'm going to touch a little bit about the weapons we can unlock. Of course, you start out with the default costume, just the jeans and the vest. But after your first completion of the game, you get the good ending, which will also unlock the Savior costume and the Lonely Moon gauntlets. The Butcher outfit is a very nice outfit, and you get that by getting the bad ending, which is pretty ties in with the whole serial killer outfit thing. To get the bad ending, you have to beat a lot of enemies, so it might be helpful to start out getting the UFO ending so you can get the Tesla rifle, which has unlimited ammo, so that you can just go around and shoot everything that moves. And the weapon you get by unlocking the Butcher costume is the Great Cleaver. Another great costume is the Ambassador outfit, which you get by completing the UFO ending. In the beginning of the game, you just go to the post office and up those stairs and you get that key to room 502. Another great outfit is the Stalker outfit, and it's not as hard to get as you might think. Even though you have to have your flashlight on for less than 3 hours, this will actually attract less monsters. Now it'll be harder to find items, so it might be a good idea again to get the UFO ending first and have that rifle with unlimited ammo. The collector's outfit is really easy to get, just collect more than 300 items, and if you're playing through the game for the first time and looking at everything and picking everything up, you will most certainly complete this requirement. There's the Sprinter outfit, which is basically just a reward for a good speed run. What you do is just ignore everything that you do not absolutely need, and at the end, go for the UFO ending, which will save you time on the completion. And the bonus with this costume is you can run as much as you want and not get out of breath. Now, the sharpshooter outfit is really a no-brainer. All you have to do is kill most of your enemies with firearms. Well, actually, 75% of them. Again, if you complete the UFO ending, you will have that rifle with unlimited ammo, and that will really help out here. The weaponsmith costume is the same thing, but with melee weapons, so you kill 75% of your enemies with melee weapons. And what I would do here is I would actually get those moon gauntlets from the first playthrough and put them up, because they count as melee weapons, but they do not wear out, and they're really powerful, so they will really help you out getting this one. Now, to get the brawler outfit, they're not as hardcore with that. You have to kill at least 50% of your enemies with your fists, and that actually isn't as hard as you might think, because you know the finishing move when you stomp on them, that actually counts as a fist kill. The cartographer costume would be the hardest one for me to get, because you have to look at the map less than 25 times, and I get lost a lot. In my playthrough, I looked at the map something like 350 times. Really, the only way I could do this would be to get on the internet and print out a copy of all the maps that I need, or after multiple playthroughs when I sort of know the levels by heart. But with the Explorer costume, that's a lot easier, because I played the game where I look everywhere and pick up everything. I got this on my first playthrough just by walking around and looking at everything. But if you feel uncertain that you have walked the distance required, which is 22.5k, you know, just take another look around town. It doesn't take that much, really doesn't. The Daredevil one, now I can see how this would be hard, because one mistake, one screw up, and you gotta start from scratch. You get this by completing the game without saving. Now, how I would handle this, if I was going for 100% completion, is I would combine this with the speedrun one, and also doing this after I had the UFO endings, so that I had that Tesla rifle. And of course finishing off with room 502, so I don't have to face the final boss. Now, getting the fireman costume is a good one to start out with, because you have to meet the requirement in the very beginning of the game. That is, you have to rescue Alessa from the fire in less than 80 seconds. And this is a no-brainer, just learn the layout and you'll be fine. And what you get here is the fire axe, which is, let's face it, badass. Now, the Codebreaker one, that's a fun throwback. You punch in the Konami code on an already completed file. It's the famous classic, so most of you should really know it. But here it is anyway. It's up, up, down, down, left, right, XO. And by completing this code correctly, you will hear like a little bell, and you know that you've done it right. After you completed your first run through of the game, there's also a bunch of extra options you can get. Like you can turn off the default movement from walk to run. There's extra blood, which, well, for us gore fans, we do like that option. There's a noise filter, so you know when enemies approach, you will get that static on the screen. You can just, well, you can click that off. There's the bloody footprints, and you know, if you walk on a fallen enemy, you will leave a few bloody footprints as you walk away, and they will trail off. But turn this on, and you will leave bloody footprints wherever you go. And also, and this is a really fun one, torch projection. That means that you can change your torch, so it isn't just that circle of light that lights up the wall, but it can have a smiley face, or a football, or the save symbol. It's all in good fun, really. Now let's take a minute and talk about the unlockable weapons. The moon gauntlets Travis gets when you complete the game for the first time. Now, they are alien weapons and have the power of the moon or something, but they are strong and they will never break. Unlocking the butcher costume will also unlock the great cleaver, which is the favorite tool of the butcher, and it is immensely powerful and very fun. The fire axe, of course, you get with the fireman costume, and for all intents and purposes is just a big ol' axe. But it does not make it any less badass. And of course, as I have mentioned, Completing the UFO ending will get you the Tesla rifle. It is an alien gun. It's supposed to harness the power of the moon. Well, it has unlimited ammo, and really that's all I need to know. And the last unlockable item I am going to talk about are the night vision goggles. They're just your standard night vision goggles, but what's fun about them is light attracts your enemies, right? So wearing this, you'll have no problem sneaking up on them in the dark. Now finishing, I would like to say that Silent Hill Origins, or Silent Hill 0 as it also is called, is a great game in this series and definitely deserves a playthrough.